My video for August 5th, 2019 is video number 3168. The title is A Constant Stream of Simplified Information. I was sent this quotation by Tom Fenton, the British actor from the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer Stone series. Americans are too broadly underinformed, this is the quote, Americans are too broadly underinformed to digest nuggets of information that seem to contradict what they know of the world. Instead, news channels prefer to feed Americans a constant stream of simplified information, all of which fits what they already know. That way they don't have to devote more airtime or newsprint space to explanations or further investigation. Politicians and the media have conspired to infantilize, to dumb down the American public. At heart, politicians don't believe that Americans can handle complex truths, and the news media, especially television news, basically agrees, end quote. The Harry Potter film series is a British-American film series based on the Harry Potter novels by the British author J.K. Rowling. Among Potter fans, Felton's name became well known after the series came to an end in 2011. Unlike some of his former co-stars, though, Felton has since struggled to shed his status as an alumnus of Hogwarts, which means his career outside of the world of witchcraft and wizardry has been anything but magic. In fact, the Hollywood moguls simply do not cast him anymore. Is he right that we are being fed simplified information that dumbs us down? The idea of being dumbed down, to me, is extremely appropriate in our world and in our day and age. Virtually everything that we've been told in our mainstream media and in our education system, for that matter, is dumbed down. And it's not just Americans. It's all over the world, folks. It's all over the world. The dumbing down is a global problem, not just a problem in the Americas or in the United States. It's a problem that is in Europe and in Africa and in Asia and in Australia and both of the American continents. The only one that might be a little bit exempt is Antarctica. That's only because very few people live there, as far as I know. There are a lot of things, however, that I know that I don't know. There's a whole lot of possibilities that I haven't even explored yet. And simplified information keeps us from further exploration, from digging into further matters. I know myself personally, when they finally took my house away from me, I lost a lot of interest in trying to do the right thing and to find the remedies in law against the criminal acts of our government and our mainstream officials in the United States. But again, it's not just a United States problem, it's a global problem. It's a problem that mankind has to face, that we have been infiltrated by beings that want to control us, want to enslave us, and want to keep us dumbed down by providing us with half-truths and total disinformation, things that aren't true at all. There's so many things to be explored. Every day I get a stream of well, not every day anymore. It used to be a lot more, let's put it that way, that I get sent a lot of things. Now, some of the things I'm actually sent things, and other things, when they send me something, there might be some other offshoots of that to be explored. And sometimes I take the time to explore them, but less than I used to. I mean, I used to spend half of my days on the computer, at least half of my days. Now I try to get away from the computer as much as I can. I try to get more naps, even if I can only sleep for an hour or two at a time. I try to get naps, and I even watch some stupid television programs that sitcoms, usually from the 60s and 50s and 60s and maybe early 70s. I don't watch anything new on the TV at all. And I don't like to even watch TV, but just to get away from the computer, sometimes I sit down in the easy chair and I recline myself back, and I sit there with the remote control, so when they play commercials, I hit the mute button. But what I'm saying is we have to start having some corrective action taken, and what that's going to be and exactly how we're going to accomplish that, I'm not sure. Someone recommended in one of my recent videos that I look at, what was the guy's name? I can't remember it right now. And I watched a little bit of his video. I've got to go back and spend a little bit more time, because these people that send 2-3 hour videos, I tend not to want to watch them. But sometimes, and this is one that I need to go back and look at in more detail, because I just didn't have time to devote 2.5 hours or whatever it was. I don't remember the exact amount of time. It was over 2 hours. I do know that. And that's just not my cup of tea at this point in my life, to do that most of the time, unless something really catches my attention, as I said. So anyway, folks, we need to understand that we have been lied to. And it doesn't just affect one aspect of our lives, it affects every aspect of our lives. One of the things is we are not persons. We are human beings. And we need to simplify things, not make, that's one of the things I got from the video that was sent to me. We need to simplify things more. The more complex something is, the more it's been convoluted. With all sorts of words that have double meanings, or more than, sometimes even more than just two meanings. It's total insanity. The things that we have to try to assimilate or avoid, and I'm not one for avoidance. As I said, I try to learn and make decisions, and it's, again, I go by the principle of both and, not either or. It's not either this or that. We need to look at both this and that, and try to get our minds around the bigger picture, and more importantly, to get our hearts in the place where we can overlook and when I say overlook, not dwell on the differences, but look for the similarities between us, so that we can build bridges. I know that may sound to many of you like a broken record, because I've been playing that over and over and over again, because it plays over and over again in my own mind. We need to somehow reach the place where we are able to transcend the situation in which we find ourselves, and transform not only our own individual lives, but transform the world. Now, that doesn't seem to be happening. However, there does seem to be more and more people that are becoming aware that something is wrong, and the dichotomy and the collision of ideologies seems to be more and more obvious to those that are even paying attention to mainstream media in comparison to the internet. But also, even on mainstream media, some of the disparities are coming to the surface, so that we can realize that things are not what we've been told. It's not about simplified information. It's about it's not simplified information, but it is a simple thing. Listen and love and learn. We don't have all the answers, and until we admit that to ourselves, we're not going to be able to grow. Thank you, folks, for listening, and namaste.